Welcome to The Rundown. I'm Evan Jaguar.
And I'm Katie Rust. This week we have some Halloween favorites, the story of an injured Rider hockey player, and Blocktoberfest coverage.
All that plus the fashion scene, sports report, and your entertainment beat. The Rundown starts right now. Our fashion insider Brooke Vernon is here with Katie to reveal the latest tips and trends of the season. This week's edition of The Fashion Scene.
Thank you, Evan. Yes, we're here with the lovely Brooke Vernon. Thank you again for being here, Brooke.
Thanks for having me. I love being here.
Wonderful. So what are we going to be talking about today?
Well, today we're going to be talking about overalls. Overalls are a great way to add some fun into your wardrobe, and I love that they are back in style right now.
Yes, me too. I have a pair myself. I love them. They're so comfy.
Good for you.
They're so cute. So how are you wearing your overalls today?
Well, today I'm wearing my overalls with a really fun, cool, closed-toe heel houndstooth pump with a really cool, fun necklace for some color and texture, and just a simple blazer on top with a tank underneath. It's very easy.
Yeah, it's very classy but casual at the same time. I love it.
Oh, I thank you.
So give us some examples of, say, some young socialites on the fashion scene that are doing overalls, right?
Oh, definitely Alexa Chung and Olivia Palermo. They're very big in the fashion scene. Alexa was spotted wearing hers with a trench coat and ballet flats, very casual and comfortable. And Olivia Palermo, she had black overalls, which helped dress her look up. And she paired it with a big flowy white blouse, a really cute bright satchel bag, and fun sheer closed-toe pumps. And she looked great. And that's what's really good about overalls, is you can either dress your look up or dress it down just based on the accessories you add.
So you would definitely recommend this for some young college girls out there?
Oh, definitely. It's so much fun. It's so different. Why not? Like, when else can you wear overalls?
They're perfect.
They're very fun. So yes, I highly recommend it to all you college ladies out there.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Brooke. It was a pleasure talking to you as always.
Oh, well, thank you. Thanks for having me, and I look forward to next week.
Awesome. Well, back to you, Evan.
Here to cover all stats and highlights is Dan Imat with the Sports Report.
Hey sports fans, it's time for your Rider Sports Report for this week. Let's jump right into it with women's soccer, where the Bronx squared off against Quinnipiac in an in-conference matchup. Riders struck very early on, scoring within the first 8 minutes of the game off of the goal from junior Tara Bailey, marking her 4th goal of the week and her 11th on the season. Now then, with the 12 minutes remaining in the first half, a second goal came from freshman Carissa Sanchez, her 2nd goal in 3 games. Now, despite a late goal by Quinnipiac in the second half, the comeback was halted as Rider came out on top by the score of 2-1. Moving on now to volleyball, who competed against Quinnipiac as well. Sophomore Ryan Ackerman had a great game as she put up 9 kills and 2 blocks, while sophomore Caitlin Griffin had 8 points and 5 blocks. Freshman Veronica Koval led the team with 21 assists and 3 digs, while senior Ashley Amatuli had 2 service aces. After being swept in 3 sets in the previous game against Fairfield, the Bronx certainly bounced back as they swept Quinnipiac 25-20, 25-16, and 25-20 in the 3rd set. Our final sport this week takes us to the tennis courts as Rider went up against St. Francis Brooklyn, in what was an exciting ending to this one. In the final match of the day, with everything tied up 3-3, it all came down to the final singles match. It was all on the shoulders of freshman Agazi Burhain, who lost the first set, but came back winning the next 2 and clinching the team victory for Rider in his first collegiate game of his career. The Bronx won 4-3, the first win under new head coach Doug Podke. That wraps it up for this week. Tune in next time for more sports updates. Let's take it back to the desk.
Our reporter Andrew Zajac has the latest on what's next for an injured Rider hockey player. Let's take a look.
This injury happened when I was playing for my hometown team, the Long Island Rebels, and we were on an away game, and it was in New Jersey.
On the starry night of September 26th, at the Laux Ice Arena, the puck was dropped as the 2014 Rider University hockey team slapped off their season. The players were all ecstatic to get on the ice, except for one unlucky freshman who could not skate on the ice just yet.
I caught the bad end of it, my right knee bent in, and it was at like a 90-degree angle with my body. And as soon as it happened, I knew I did something to it.
Jordan Zouter said this is not his first time tearing his meniscus or his ACL. For certain, this definitely is not his first hockey-related injury.
I tore my meniscus on my knee that I tore my ACL, and I got surgery for that. And then same year, I had a concussion, which lasted about 2-3 weeks.
Although Jordan may have an injury, since it has been 6 months prior to the incident, he says he can do anything the team can do, except for contact.
If it's skating, if it's shooting, I could do all that, just no contact.
To support his team, Jordan has been to all of the Rider Bronx practices and games since preseason began. If the recovery keeps moving smoothly, Jordan will be back on the ice soon enough.
Hopefully by the end of the season, maybe I'll catch the last few games, or I'd say definitely by next season, I'll be back.
If that's not the definition of a team player, I don't know what is. I'm Andrew Zajac, or The Rundown.
It's that time of year again. With Halloween right around the corner, reporter Jen Guillen has the rundown on all your favorite Halloween traditions.
It's that time of the year again. Costumes, trick-or-treating, and haunted attractions are all part of the Halloween tradition. I went around campus to see how Rider students will be celebrating this year.
When am I dressing up for Halloween? Haven't decided yet, but I think I might, like I say, dress up as a Ninja Turtle.
I recently went to a 90s party and I dressed up as Steve Urkel, which was literally the nerdiest outfit I've ever dressed up in. And since I have the costume already, I figured why not, so I'll probably go as that for Halloween this year.
This year I'm planning to pull out my Will.i.am costume. I'm going to be a black-eyed pea this Halloween.
We associate trick-or-treating with Halloween. For college students, it is more of an old tradition. Even though it is not going to be part of their festivities, they have other ways of celebrating this holiday.
When I was younger, it was really just sort of with my sister, and my mom was really like a family sort of thing. And now that I'm older, it's obviously with just my friends, sort of going around and goofing off, so that's definitely the big difference.
When I was younger, I used to trick or treat, go from doors to doors with my parents, my friends, family members. Now that I got older, I'd just rather just hang out with some friends.
I think Halloween never really loses its spirit. I think Halloween always kind of keeps its childish, it's always about just getting out and just enjoying yourself, costumes. That's why adults can wear costumes, kids can still wear costumes, parents take their kids out. I think Halloween's about enjoying the youthfulness, it's about getting candy, and who doesn't like candy, you could be an adult, you can be a kid and love candy. So I think Halloween's a great holiday.
It seems that Rider students are keeping the Halloween spirit alive. Can't wait to see all the creative costumes. For The Rundown, I'm Jennifer Guillen.
Now let's switch gears and take a look at the latest celebrity gossip. Here with your Hollywood coverage is James Rona with Evan for Entertainment Beat.
Thank you, Katie. And thank you, James, for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. How are you doing today?
I'm great. So here you have some news on the Oscars. Tell me about that.
I actually do have some news about the Oscars. This is actually just in, so the king of hosting television events is at it again, this time, of course, with the Oscars. It was recently announced that Neil Patrick Harris will be hosting the 87th Annual Academy Awards. So this year, they have their host, Neil Patrick Harris, the one and only. Very exciting.
Hey, he was great in Gone Girl. I can't wait to see him host.
See, I had no idea that he was even in that movie, and he just totally took it the different route, and I love it. But, of course, Neil Patrick Harris is great at hosting. He knows how to do it. He knows how to captivate a crowd, and I'm very excited for it.
And I also hear you have some news about Lady Gaga, something exciting.
I do. My queen, Lady Gaga. Recently, one of the world's biggest pop queens, Lady Gaga, of course, and her boyfriend, Taylor Kinney, held what is called the commitment ceremony. It was quite the ceremony, and it was actually held at Gaga's parents' restaurant in New York. So what it is that, it was beautiful, and what it is that they are agreeing now that they are going to be forever, but it's not actually a marriage, it's just a pre-marriage.
It's a wedding without being a wedding.
I guess so. I mean, when you're as big as Lady Gaga, you need as many as possible.
You can do whatever you want.
Exactly. So Lady Gaga and Taylor Kinney are on their way to tying that knot.
Okay, and I hear there's some Twitter uproar.
There is. So one of the world's most iconic Twitter accounts, Amanda Bynes, she's back on Twitter. And it's definitely quite the entertaining Twitter, to say the least. I can't say some of the tweets because they get quite raunchy, but she's talking about having a microchip in her brain. She's talking about how her dad sexually assaulted her. Like, all these bizarre claims. She's suing everyone under the sun.
Amanda, please, no more.
Amanda, please, no more. Exactly.
All right, well, thank you, James.
Thank you so much for having me.
Back to you, Katie.
Speaking of October fun, Daisy Rivadeneira has the scoop on Philadelphia's Blocktoberfest.
Welcome to Blocktoberfest 2014!
Blocktoberfest is a free-to-attend, day-long celebration of beer, food, music, and Philadelphia. We are a nonprofit street fair. All the money raised from beer proceeds goes back into the neighborhood that so generously hosts the event.
For the past 5 years, Blocktoberfest has been able to have a lasting impact in Philadelphia by effectively raising over $150,000 in beer proceeds. At the end of the event, all sales are added up and donated to various charitable causes. Organizations that address education, green space, public safety, and community development all qualify to receive a grant from this event.
We post a grant application online that anyone is welcome to fill out, detailing the criteria for how their work impacts the neighborhood. We collect all those applications right before the festival, and once we understand how much money we actually have to give away at the end of the festival, we're able to look at all those proposals. We have a sort of evaluation process that we go through with our board of directors, and they determine what the grant amounts will be for various projects.
It doesn't get easier than with just a ticket to access some of the tastiest craft beers from Pumpkin to the event's very own Oktoberfest. But the people aren't the only ones loving this fest. Businesses like the Quick Fix also seem to benefit from the shutdown of South Street.
This is now our third year of doing Blocktoberfest. Every year it seems like it's gaining more and more of a success. I would say the first year I've worked here, it was definitely an experience because of being a new restaurant, we were a little bit inexperienced and not knowing what we were expecting. You know, once we finally pushed through, we finally got an idea of what this was like, and you know, things went smoother the next year, but the next year we had like double the turnout. We ended up having about 20,000 people. Today, it doesn't seem like it's as busy, but it's definitely getting packed as time goes on. You know, the weather did hold us back a little bit, but something tells me with enough alcohol and enough good food, like we're doing dollar tenders, pretty sure we can get ourselves back to the 20,000 point.
It's a huge thrill, more than anything else. It's absolutely extraordinary to be able to close down 4 blocks of South Street, one of Philly's most iconic corridors, and throw a huge party that the entire city can come and enjoy. And it's not just the city itself. We've had people that have come, emailed us saying, I'm making a trip in from Seattle, I'm coming from California, I'm coming down from Maine, and I read about your festival and I really want to learn more. So we feel like we've been able to really showcase so much of what makes the city wonderful to so many different people.
This non-for-profit event that is for the community of Philadelphia would not be able to return year in and out without the help of the community itself.
Blocktoberfest absolutely relies on an army of volunteers and the goodwill of so many people that help make the festival possible. Every year since we've been on South Street, we pull in about 125 people, 130 people that donate their time very generously. Most people's experiences with the festival is directly related to their experiences with the volunteers. We really think of them as the face of the festival, so they're tremendously, tremendously important to us. A lot of the volunteers that we have this year have come back to us for the 3rd, 4th, 5th year in a row.
Exactly a month after Blocktoberfest, all proceeds from the event will be given to a local charity with a huge celebration.
And as much as the festival is in itself a wonderful day, I think that evening celebration, their dinner, and having all the people who made the event possible there gathered together is even more special, just so we can really celebrate the lasting impact that the event has, not just the day itself, but the long-lasting impact.
That's all the time we have for today, but for all the breaking news, follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. I'm Evan Jaguar.
And I'm Katie Russ. Tune in next week right here on The Rundown, and you stay classy, Rider University.